I've grown up in what one would call a chaotic household. I'm one of 5 K-Hill kids, which consists of 2 sets of twins with back-to-back birthdays and a middle child sandwiched in between. First, there's the older set of twins, Jake and Alana. Both 5 years older than me, but Alana the oldest by 1 minute. Alana is the oddest of the kids, and like all artists, she has a streak of crazy in her. I've never seen mood swings such as hers anywhere else. And she would cope through the purchasing of small animals. I'm talking gerbils, hamsters, guinea pigs, hedgehogs, rabbits, and an elaborate aquarium with seahorses and clownfish, all brought in without the permission of mom and dad, causing several world wars. Jake is the golden boy of the family, also the only boy, always acting as the third unsolicited parent, despite having always thrown parties the weekends mom and dad were away. He's constantly protected by the pity of being the only boy. Next is the middle child, Isabella. Older than me by 2 years, she is definitely the wild child of the kids, bewitching others with her charming humor while overwhelming us with her relentless hyperactivity. Lastly, there's a younger set of twins, me and Samantha, or as they like to call us, the babies. Samantha, younger than me by 1 minute, is the angel of the kids, always doing her chores and exhibiting her kindness and helpfulness to mom and dad. A kiss ass, whom I would consider the runt. However, many of you may know her as the bold and sarcastic Sam. As for my parents, there's mom and dad. Mom is the sweetheart of the family, but the kind of mom that would make you go to the sports practice even if you got shot in the leg, the very embodiment of stubbornness. Dad is the big shot of the family, and actually the only reason I believe in horoscopes. He's a Leo, drama adoring and comfortable being the center of attention, and he never fails to go over the top in virtually everything. Many of our friends find such a large and dramatic household entertaining. However, we're what my dad affectionately calls a total shit show. There are many cons to growing up in a big family. First is conflict. Ever since we entered preschool, my dad always told us to never put our hands on another person, but if another kid was ever bullying you, to hit them straight in the face. Yes, this controversial advice taught us the importance of self-defense, but backfired within the playroom. The playroom. It consisted of a small brown leather couch, TV, Wii, and a toy box. A place where only us kids could hang out. Our sanctuary. However, with 5 kids under one roof, there was often the formation of feuds, alliances, and attacks. So, sparking from either a cruel exchange of words, a loss in Wii Sports, or a spot on the couch, the playroom often became a fighting ring, our war zone. We would kick, punch, scratch, pull hair, and wrestle. As we grew older, we did stop the physical violence and fought more verbally, but more over things such as borrowed, stolen clothing or unsolicited sarcasm. Another con is competitiveness. Although my parents say they have no favorites, we all have our theories and unwritten imaginary hierarchies. With 4 siblings, we all struggled for airtime, and for the twins especially, we strive to be the twin that is the better one. We could turn almost any scenario into a competition, even if it was something small, like toasting the most golden marshmallow, and God forbid, the scandal of stealing the most perfect toasting spot in the fire pit. My parents put us all in many sports, which did help with releasing our competitiveness. However, it added fuel to the fire. I grew up playing on teams with my sisters, and my dad was the type of dad to give you a letter grade after every hockey game during the car ride home. That's when we suddenly wanted to become the greatest scholar of the K-Hill kids. The only moment at that age where I cared about my grades. Bella and I actually once got kicked out of a hockey camp because we were punching and wrestling each other on the bench. It was strictly roughhousing, but we both seemed to have some pent-up issues to be resolved. To be fair, growing up in a big family does have its pros as well. First, there's loyalty. Yes, we beef. However, if there's one rule about siblings, it's that the only person who can call my sister or brother stupid, annoying, loud, crazy, lazy moron is me. There's a strange loyalty that comes into play when someone from the outside messes with your family. We looked out for each other. Like the one time a kid threw soda all over our car and Bella proceeded to chase him with a bat. Or when one of us got kicked on our ass in hockey and the other one was swooping on the action and we got ejected from many games. And while yes, there was rarely the absence of noise and conflict, there was always companionship. During the midst of our violence, my dad would grow fed up. who'd always tell us that if we wanted to fight, to do it outside. And suddenly, we didn't feel like fighting anymore. We never really fought outside, whether it was catching frogs and tadpoles with little fishing nets from the pond behind our house, or minnows with plastic buckets. We had nothing to fight over. And while I loathed having a bossy older set of twins, who else would have taught me to skateboard and roller skate? And yes, Sam and Bella were menaces, but who else would have played the worried patient with the sick pet during Imaginary Vet, or been the guest stars on my fake reality TV show? When Jake and Lana first moved on to college 5 years ago, I was sad. The coming change of the family dynamic seemed daunting. Yes, the house was still going to be active with Sam, Bella, and me, but it seemed weird. What was it going to be like without them? Are Mom and Dad going to be all right? However, I grew to truly value the quiet and embrace seeing them grow beyond the household. I also loved having my own bathroom and getting dibs on the backyard. When Bella moved to college this fall, I honestly wasn't sad or concerned. She's a lot. But again, I was worried for my parents and the change. So far, though, the transition hasn't been hard and is actually quite nice. Sam and I are currently applying to colleges, and us leaving the house will definitely be very strange. The once noisy and chaotic-filled household will soon be an empty nest. I certainly have a lot of questions, such as, where are we going to get in? Will Sam and I go to the same college? I know she is revolted by the idea, which she has overly expressed to me, but you never know. And while when together, my siblings and I still bicker and compete, we never fail to make each other laugh. There's never a peaceful moment in the Cahill house, but never a dull one either.